Australia is now the top real estate investment location for Chinese buyers. They're outbidding local home hunters, and they're willing to open the checkbook in the process. Chinese buyers are spending $8 million a day on Aussie real estate. That's more than investors from anywhere else in the world. 1,800 homes swapped hands in the 9 months leading up to March, and over that time more than $2 billion was spent. According to one real estate expert, this is just a tip of the iceberg. Tom Panos is a leading auctioneer, and he's also a real estate coach, and he's seeing this stuff unfold every weekend. He joins us in the studio right now. Tom, thanks for coming in this morning.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks for having me.
How big is it?
Look, it's probably bigger than what that report says, because often, Ben, what you'll see is at an auction, you'll have a buyer, that international buyer, and they'll be on the phone talking to someone else, and you've got to follow the money trail, like how many more properties are actually being funded by overseas buyers. But it is an issue, and you can sense resentment at auctions where, Ben, there's a competition between a local buyer and an international buyer, and you'll see when the international buyer wins, they don't get the applause that they'd normally get if a local buyer. So you can tell there's tension there.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to track where the real buyer is when you see someone standing there with a mobile phone because, well, you don't know where they are. People might be thinking, all right, well, the person might be interstate, they might be on holiday somewhere, or it may be a foreign buyer in China or elsewhere.
Correct. Giving them instructions as to what price to go to and at what price to stop at.
There are rules around this for real estate agents, aren't there, as far as foreign buyers and what they can actually pick up?
There is. So you've got to get approval from the Foreign Review Board, which is not too difficult. So, yes, there is rules that you've got to get approval from the Foreign Exchange Review Board.
Should we be looking at what they've been doing in Canada, what they do in other countries where they just say, look, we need the houses for locals, so overseas buyers aren't going to be able to purchase?
I don't know what the simple solution is, because Canada is, in fact, Ben, the second, I think, most popular place in the world for Chinese buyers to be buying. So I'm not quite sure exactly what you should be doing there, but it is an issue. It is an issue, and a few years ago, prior to COVID, Ben, they brought in some taxes, which made it even more challenging. That seemed to have affected it. But at the moment, Chinese people love Australian real estate. They love the education system here. They love what's going on with lifestyle. They love the fact that it's probably less polluted. It's a safe place. Yeah.
There are two sides to the coin, though, right, Tom? Because if you're being outbid by a foreign buyer at the auction, then you hate it. If you're selling your house, you love it, right? Because you've got someone with deep pockets who's willing to spend more than someone else who's at that auction.
Well, I can tell you, when I do auctions on a Saturday, I often have the vendor say to the agent in front of me, have we got any Chinese buyers?
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.